Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Sunday Messages. And this is a PTA episode. So if you're new here, that is Prayer, Tarot, and Advice column. So people go on my website, make submissions, and then voila, they make them onto the PTA episodes of Sunday Messages. So this is going to be a good episode. I know there's a lot of gems in here, so I hope you enjoy. Make sure that you subscribe, follow, share, whatever you feel called to do. And a couple housekeeping things that I want to remind you all of. One, if you are interested in God's Looking Glass, which was the free masterclass that I ran on Tuesday, then go to my YouTube. I'm Onyx Healing on YouTube, and you can watch the replay. It'll be up there until the 30th. So I just wanted to remind you, we did a meditation in there. It's a heavily energetic-based class. So if you want to come hang out with me for 90 minutes, you're more than welcome to do that there. The next thing, for those of you who are really wanting to step into 2022 in full power, then I would recommend that you apply to Apex, which is the mastermind that is going to be opening on October 1st. We're going to have a call then, and then a call on Sunday, and every other Sunday after that until the end of November. This is going to be a really powerful container where you can access refinement, full alignment, clarity, really doing a deep detox of your energetic field. And this was really based around the idea of Olympian level training. So going deep with this. And I can't wait to see you inside. So make sure you apply. We start on October 1st. So if you're interested in being in deep work with me and you want to set yourself up for 2022, this is the best way to do it, in my opinion, because you're not riding the buzz of New Year's Eve in order to make all of these things happen. This is deep integration and refinement that you're allowing to carry over and spill over into 2022. So go to onyxhealing.com/apex if you feel the call. And other than that, let's dive in. If this is your first time listening to one of these episodes, here's how it works. So I share prayers, and when someone submits them, they're making a request. So I phrase it as I'm in agreement for. So if you'd like to do this along with me, remember that you are actually praying for others. You're holding the energetic agreement of that unfolding for that person. And that's how we generate prayer power. So here we go. This one is for Lara. Well, this is how I pronounce it, but it might be Laura. And it looks like you are in the typical, I had friends, they fell out of resonance with me, then I went into solitude, and now I'm ready to attract aligned friends again, and people who are really a good match for you. So here is what I'm in agreement for. I'm in agreement for you to be so radiant and in alignment with your truth, your power, your purpose, that aligned people are just naturally pulled into your field. That it's so easy and so clear for you to allow in healthy, solid people that are resonant with you at this point in time, that there is no need for you to even pay attention to the alternative. So I'm in full agreement for you to stay focused on your desire and what you want rather than the experiences of the past. I'm in full agreement for this to be easy, effortless, expansive, and delightful as you're moving into cultivating these relationships. And I'm also in full agreement for just divine synchronicity and happy meetings with all of these new beings that are popping up in your life. Full agreement. One more thing, I'm in full agreement for you to have clarity. So clarity in vision, clarity in sensing, clarity in understanding of the new relationship dynamics that are coming into your world. Okay, this next one is for Elaine, and it looks like you're going in for a mammogram, and you are just looking for some reassurance, some clarity. So here's what I would be in agreement for there. I'm in full agreement. See your breast tissue as healthy breast tissue, and really start breathing into the cells and just feeling into the well-being and the health. So I'm in full agreement for you to align to full well-being, full health, because remember, you can't split your focus into what you don't want. It doesn't work that way. So you have to focus on what you do want and get every fragment of your energy behind that. So I'm in full agreement for you to have clear focus in receiving your desire, for you to be just overflowing with well-being and feeling good and staying connected to your body throughout this entire process. I'm in full agreement. Okay, this next one is for Minu. I'm in full agreement for good health, peace of mind, easeful movement through this season of your life, full agreement for grace, full agreement for strength, courage, fortitude, and stamina to rise up. I'm also in full agreement for you to remember that you're never alone, and for you to feel connected, and for you to be present with yourself and to feel the presence of all that is with you throughout these experiences. Okay, let's go ahead and move into the advice column. This is one that I think a lot of you will resonate with. I would like support and advice around releasing and transmuting fear around finances and often being in financial lack, repeating similar money cycles and not knowing why. Well, the first piece that is actually not reasonable to ask of yourself is to say, I want to evolve and break out of this pattern, this financial pattern that I have, and not experience fear. Never going to happen. I'm telling you that right now. If you desire to expand financially and reach into new levels of investing, new levels of saving, new levels of, increasing your quality of and standard of living, and to not experience fear as you evolve financially, there's just no way. You don't get to have both of those things. So instead of looking at, I don't want to feel fear around money, it's like, well, every edge is going to activate fear, right? Your ego is going to try to hold you back every single time. So instead of trying to banish the feeling and the experience, I would say, make peace with fear. It's okay that fear comes up from time to time. You're not doing anything wrong if you are afraid. You can't eliminate fear. Okay? So that would be the first thing that I would just accept. Accept is a part of the game. It's a part of the level up. It's part of the excitement. It's a part of the expansion. So that's number one. The second piece with the cycles, the financial cycles, well, the largest part of that is going to be who you're being around money. If you are thinking, speaking, and acting the same around money, and all you're trying to do is banish fear, again, that strategy is just inherently flawed. So you have to become a person who has a different experience, and then ask yourself, this version of me that has more like a deeper feeling of security and trust around money, or receives more money, invests more money, saves more money, has the ability to hold more money, has more than enough at the end of the month. What is that version of you thinking, speaking, and acting? How is that version of you being in the world? That's actually how you access a new financial layer. Not getting rid of an emotional experience altogether, like trying to banish fear. That's not going to work. The cycles and patterns are a repetitive, energetic state that you're in. So you have to clean up the energetic state if you want to clean up the money. I promise you, however you're feeling about money right now and experiencing money, you could have the exact same experience and the exact same feelings, even if there were 2 additional zeros on top of all your expenses. It would just be different numbers, different quantities, but same exact experience. So don't think about this so much as quantity. Think about it as energetic state in your experience of money. One last thing that I want to clarify about the being with money. I'm not suggesting that you have to be a different person or have different interests or different passions. I'm not talking about that at all. What I'm saying is that you have an energetic relationship to money. So your relationship and feeling experience with money is what has to change and evolve. Okay, so there is another advice column submission. However, there's a lot of different things in this one that I actually want to break these down a little bit more into smaller pieces or singular topics. Or maybe I'll just do a separate episode with it. But I think it's just too much. If I start opening this up, it could become a 2-hour podcast. I know some of you are like, just do it. I want to listen to you for 2 hours. But I think that it will be more helpful for me to break this down into pieces so that people can actually search the topics that they want that are all compiled in this question. So I'm going to hold off on this for now. So if you know who you are and you submitted this, I hear you, I see you, I'm reading this, and I can just go deeper with all of this and it'll really serve everyone who's listening. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, let's move on to the tarot for the week. What you need to know. Okay, Knight of Rods. I'm getting the expression you need to see things through. So the Knight of Rods has the stamina and the will to get things done. But part of that is a lot of us get into this habit of like wanting something and going after something, and then we start doubting it. We drop the energy prematurely. And if you keep dropping it, you're not holding it long enough to actually watch it materialize. So that's the one thing is if you're getting impatient or dropping it or saying, no, I don't want to be disappointed, so I'm just going to, hold back from myself, or I'm just going to assume the worst so I don't experience disappointment. Instead, I get to have the fun experience of being disappointed twice. If you're doing that, you got to stop. You have to hold it long enough to actually watch it come to life. You can't continually shift into, oh no, I'm not going to have that happen. No, that's too good to be true. If your dominant energy is that, it's not going to even have the opportunity to drop into your field. So you want to hold it, you want to sustain it. Sustain the desire before it actually arrives. That's the key thing. You have to really hold it with every fiber of your being. And then we have the Chariot. This is a good week to take aligned action, but don't prioritize the action. This is the part that stumps everyone a lot of the time. I've said it once, I'll say it again. The state that you're in matters more than the action you take. And if you're marrying the alignment and action, then you're really in a great zone. So you want to make sure that you're tuning into that and what energy are you using in the action that you're taking, and understand that the alignment is what makes you more magnetic, not the other way around. It's not a matter of how exhausted you are, it's how magnetic you are. King of Swords, keep a tight leash on your mental body, that's for sure. Like I mentioned with the Knight of Rods, if you're saying, yeah, I want this, and then doubt, fear, limitation, potential disappointment, don't get excited, it's like that is actually steering you in the opposite direction that you want to go. So keep your mental body really, really, really clean this week. I mean, we should be doing this all the time, That's also why Apex is a thing, to help people do this and actually get control over how they are wielding their energy. Generally speaking, we're really sloppy with our energy. It goes all over the place. We get distracted by things, so on and so forth. So you want to make sure that you're being super intentional with how you are using your personal energy. Where is it going? What is it doing? What are the thoughts that you're thinking? All of that stuff you want to pay close attention to this week, and understand that it's malleable as well. So keep an eye on that, shift it as needed, and things will continually improve over time. All right, friends, that's a wrap this week. Thanks for hanging out with me. Once again, if you would like to submit a prayer or a submission for the advice column, you can do that. And you can either go to onyxhealing.com, everything is there, or the link is in the description box or show notes, depending on where you're listening to this. And that's it. All of the other links to classes, Apex, all that good stuff is available to you. So check that out, and I will talk to you all later. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.